Lesson 10, Selected Problems from WAEC and NECO, Part 4. Example 51. If 6, P and 14 are consecutive terms in an arithmetic progression, find the value of P. Solution: in an AP, second term minus first term is always equal to third term minus second term, and so on. Second term is P minus first term 6 equal to third term 14 minus second term P. You simply collect like terms. You have this result. You have 2P equal to 20. Divide both sides by 2. P is equal to 10. The correct option is B. Example 52. The third and sixth terms of a geometric progression are 1/4 and 1/32 respectively. Find Roman figure 1, the first term and the common ratio. Roman figure 2, the seventh term. Solution: this question centers around the nth term formula of a geometric progression. From the question, the third term t sub 3 is 1/4. At that point, n is equal to 3. You replace n by 3 in the nth term formula, you have this result. The third term is 1/4 and it is equal to a arrow squared. 3 minus 1, that is 2. Multiply through by 4 to clear fraction. You have 1 equal to a arrow square. Let's call that equation 1. In the same question, the sixth term t sub 6 is equal to 1/32. At that point, n is equal to 6. You replace n by 6 in the same nth term formula, you have this result. T sub 6 is equal to 1/32, and that is equal to a arrow power 5. Multiply through by 32 to clear fraction. You have 1 equal to 32 a arrow power 5. Let's call that equation 2. If you check both equations, they have the same left hand side, 1, 1. By implication, the right hand sides are also equal. Therefore, you have 4a arrow square equal to 32a arrow power 5. Here, if you divide through by 4, here becomes 1, here is 8. A, we cancel a. If you divide through by arrow square, you have arrow power 3 remaining on the right hand side. To get arrow cube, divide both sides by 8. And to get arrow, you need to take the cube root of both sides. When you do that, arrow becomes 1/2. To get the first term a, you have to substitute arrow value into any of the equations. I'm using equation 1. This is equation 1. You replace arrow by 1/2, and the power of arrow 2 affects it. When you evaluate this term, it becomes 1/4. 4 cancel 4, you are left with 1 equal to a times 1, that is a. Therefore, the first term is equal to 1. First part of the question, first term is equal to 1, common ratio 1/2. Second part, you are to get the seventh term. At that point, n is equal to 7. You come here, you replace n with 7, first term a with 1, common ratio with 1/2 in this form. When you simplify, you have this result, and that is 1/64. Example 53. The third term of an arithmetic progression is 4m minus 2n. If the ninth term of the progression is 2m minus 8n, find the common difference in terms of m and n. Solution: we go by the nth term formula of an arithmetic progression. From the question, the third term t sub 3 is equal to 4m minus 2n. At this point, number of terms n initially is equal to 3. So t sub 3 is equal to this. You replace n by 3, number of terms. Now, t sub 3 is 4m minus 2m. That is equal to a plus 2d. You call that equation 2. In the same question, the ninth term, t sub 9, is equal to 2m minus 8n. At that point, number of terms is equal to 9. You come here, you replace n with 9, you have this result. The ninth term is equal to 2m minus 8n, and that is equal to a plus 8d. You call that equation 2. We are just interested in the common difference. That means you need to eliminate a from both equations. To achieve that, you have to solve equations 1 and 2 simultaneously using elimination method. To eliminate a, you have to subtract equations 2 and 1. Look at the order. You start from equation 2. You do that side by side. For equation 2, the first side is this minus the first side of equation 1. That is what you have here. The second side, a plus 8d minus a plus 2d. That is what you have here. You open this bracket using the minus sign. You have minus 4m plus 2n, because minus times minus is plus. You come here and do the same thing. You have a plus 8d minus a. Minus times plus 2d, you have minus 2d. From here, a minus a becomes 0. Here we have to add like terms. 2m minus 4m, you have minus 2m, then minus 8n plus 2n, you have minus 6n, and plus 8d minus 2d, you have 6d. To get d, divide both sides by 6. You have it in this form. From here, you can factor out minus 2 from this bracket. You have it in this form, so that you can reduce 2 and 6 by 2. Here will be left with 3. So you have 1 over 3 times this. That is minus bracket open m plus 3n, which can be written as minus 1 over 3 bracket open m plus 3n bracket close as the common difference in terms of m and n. Example 54. Given that 7 minus 2s, 9, 5s plus 17 are consecutive terms of a geometric progression GP with common ratio greater than 0. Find the value of s. Solution. In geometric progression, we have it that the common ratio is equal to second term over first term, and that is equal to third term over second term, and so on. Second term is 9 over first term 7 minus 2s. That is equal to third term 5s plus 17 over second term 9. Cross multiply to clear fractions. You have 9 times 9, then this times the other term, you have it in this form. 81 is equal to, when you expand the two brackets, you have this result. After addition of like terms, you have this result. By this term, we perceive that the result will be a quadratic equation. To achieve that, let's transfer all the terms here to the left hand side, leaving 0 here. So going by the highest power of s, that is 2, if you transfer this term, it becomes plus 10s squared. You transfer this, it becomes minus s. Plus 18 plus 81 is already here. If you transfer plus 119, it becomes minus 119 equal to 0. When you add the constant terms, you have this result, and it is a quadratic equation. Solve using quadratic formula. This is the formula where a is equal to 10, coefficient of s squared. B is equal to minus 1, coefficient of s. And C is equal to minus 38, the constant term. You replace A, B, C in the formula, and you have this result. When you simplify, you have this result: minus times minus 1, that is plus 1. If you square minus 1, you have plus 1. Minus times minus is plus. 4 times 10 times 38, you have 1520. If you add these two terms, you have this. 10 times 2, that is 20, you have the same 20. If you check this square root, you have 1 plus minus 39 over 20. This term plus minus means you can write this result twice, in terms of minus or in terms of plus, in this form. When you subtract and add, you have this result. If you express in lowest form, you have minus 19 over 10 or 2 as the values of s. Example 55. The third and seventh terms of a geometric progression are 72 and 8 over 9 respectively. Find the first term. Solution. This question centers around the nth term formula of a geometric progression. The third term is 72. At that point, n is equal to 3. You replace n by 3 in the nth term formula, you have this result. T sub 3 is equal to 72, and that is equal to a arrow square. Let's call that equation 1. The third term, okay, we have done that. Now the seventh term is 8 over 9. At that point, n is equal to 7. You replace n by 7 in the same nth term formula, you have this result. T sub 7 is equal to 8 over 9, and that is equal to a arrow power 6. 7 minus 1, you have 6. To continue, divide equation 2 by 1 side by side. So you have 8 over 9 divided by 71 over 1 in this form, and a arrow power 6 divided by a arrow power 2. You have it in this form. You change this sign to multiplication and you invert this fraction to this form. A will cancel a. Arrow power 6 divided by arrow power 2. You have arrow power 4. If you simplify this side, you have 1 over 81 equal to arrow power 4. To get arrow, you need to take the fourth root of both sides. When you do that, arrow is equal to 1 over 3. To get the first term, you need to substitute arrow value into equation 1. This is equation 1. You replace arrow with 1 over 3, and the power of 2 will also affect it. When you simplify this term, you have 72 equal to 1 over 9 times a. To get a, multiply through by 9. A becomes 72 times 9, and that is 648. The correct option is B. Considering equation 1 and 2, you cannot solve for A directly. You have to get the common ratio. There is no shortcut to it. Example 56. 5 numbers form a geometric progression if the second and fifth terms are 9 and 243 respectively. Find the common ratio. Solution: we have the second and fifth term. So to get the common ratio, we go by the nth term formula. The second term, t sub 2. At that point, you replace n by 2. You have this result. T sub 2 is 9. That is equal to a arrow. You call that equation 1. T sub 5, the fifth term. At that point, you replace n with 5 in the nth term formula. You have this result. T sub 5 is equal to 243. That is equal to a arrow power 4. That is equation 2. To continue, divide equation 2 by 1 side by side. So you have 243 divided by 9 equal to a arrow power 4 divided by a arrow. You have this result. After division, you have 27 equal to arrow cube. To get arrow from cube, you have to take the cube root of both sides. That is a result like this. The cube root of 27 is 3. The correct option is D. End of lesson 10. Thanks for following to the end, and don't forget, watch out for more from the voice of Petakus. Lastly, if you are not safe, your life is in crisis, your life is in trouble. To avoid all of that, you have to give your life to the one that can save you, and that is the Lord Jesus Christ, and confess him as your Lord and personal Savior every day of your life. If you are saved already, congratulations. Live righteously and be prepared, because on the last day, some will be taken and some will be left. Be good to yourself, stay out of trouble, study your books, do the needful at all times, flee every appearance of evil, don't defraud others to make money, find something good and genuine to do with your hands and your brain, and the Lord will bless you. Goodbye and stay tuned.